Bro, the opening's music switching from We Are to the classical One Piece live action theme. That opening was very good. It was extremely well made. I'm impressed. I want them to release the full version of that. Man, I like it. Now the Straw Hats set sail to Loguetown, but now you see that it goes back to the day of execution. But unlike in the anime, it shows a lot more than we would have expected, because in this case, Oda, he knows the whole story, so that now they don't need to hide anything. They just show everything in the right moments. We can see that now in the live action, Oda, he can literally write the story as if he was starting One Piece from now on, because he knows everything, because you know he wrote the story of One Piece anime. He has been writing as the anime has been progressing. Normally he doesn't like write 10 years ahead. No, he gets the idea and writes about it as the anime flows, and the manga as well. Sometimes he does plan ahead, but it's not a big step ahead plan, so that now when he gets to go all the way back, he has all the information he needs to sum it up in the right moments, to put it in the right moments and the amount of information that needs to be in those moments. But here we see in Loguetown, we see Roger's past with Garp, and then him revealing he has a son, which is normally revealed just a lot of episodes later, but they already revealed it in here. Who is that son? That son is called Gold the Ace, and we get to see Roger already saying that piracy isn't over. Did he have a plan? No, it's not that. He knew that it's something part of humans at that time, and then especially with his treasure. If he thought about his treasure, people would want to find it, but it's not more about it. It's more about the fact that maybe he thought that if the king of the pirates would be dead, then they would want to have a new king of the pirates, so that piracy would not be over. In life, things may seem they're getting over, but a lot of the times we think it's getting over. It's not. It's actually just the beginning of something greater or something else. Sometimes your suffering may be the beginning of someone else's success. Sometimes your suffering may be the beginning of your success in another area, or even in the same area. So don't give up. Maybe you can see the other side, but there's always more. Always. Especially with a person like God, you see joy and peace, and he can give you that to you as well if you give him a chance. How do you give him a chance? By doing a prayer, we're saying, God, I give you a chance to transform my life and seek to know more about you, maybe in the church or maybe Bible, internet, and I will let you in and I will let you transform my life, and you'll see that he'll do a great job. Now when the Straw Hats get to Loguetown, it's the best thing ever. You know why? Because their interactions are perfect. Nami saying the 300% interest is good, then she also knowing Luffy's, let's say, weakness, and then also telling Sanji to go buy some food with him, and then Usopp as well giving his excuses like, oh, I gotta keep with her to keep her safe, and then all of that is just wonderful. And you notice there's something, it's Nami who is leading everyone, which is very interesting. She's the weakest, one of the weakest ones. Maybe Usopp is the weakest one here, but she is the one who is leading everyone. That is really funny. So now in one of my previous videos, I told about the fact that Zoro would cook a couple times, and this is one of them. Man, he finds Tashigi, and then Tashigi sees his loss, but he doesn't want to say his loss. He has a high pride, you see. But then he finds the store, and then when he gets there, the seller, he just tries to lie to him, but the sword is worth a lot, but a lot more, tens of millions of dollars. But Zoro doesn't know the value, so Tashigi comes and gives the real value, and Zoro sees that he's been lied to, but he doesn't care. However, when he starts trying to find some swords, he sees a cursed one, and then Tashigi warns him about it. So what does he do? He stretches his arm and just throws a sword. If the sword cuts his arm, then it's not his. If the sword doesn't cut his arm, then he would take it and they copied the scene from the anime so well. Well done for Zoro. It's extremely well done. Don't try that at home because it will cut. It will cut. That's just in an anime. It's like a chance out of like thousands or whatever. I don't even know, but it's very hard to do that. It's not easy at all. That shows that Zoro doesn't have fear as much as other people do. Zoro, he goes toward the challenge without fear. He doesn't fear the challenge. He challenges Mihawk in the last season. He challenges fate itself in this one. So Zoro doesn't care. He really doesn't. And then we see Luffy passionate about food, which is normal for a guy, Luffy, right? He loves food more than anything else. More than whatever, more than women, more than anything else. He loves it. I'm in Luffy's team. I love food as well. I love trying new stuff. And then it's like in season 1 where you see each one being presented, each character being presented. Here is the same. Luffy is about food. Sanji is also about food. And then Zoro is about swords. Usopp is about his crazy stories and lies. And then Nami, she's about robbing, stealing, and luring people in. And also, she knows how to manipulate and how to talk to people. And at the same time, she knows a lot about the weather and life as a navigator. So when the air changed, she knew that it was gonna rain. Usopp, he was confused, but she knew. And then you see Luffy getting lost. That's it. Now there is something very interesting. You see then Buggy and the rest of his people, they're in Loguetown over there hosting a circus tent, or you could say a circus event, but there's not a really big event. They were just more waiting for Luffy and his rival. And then you see Luffy, Buggy and Alvida re-encountering each other, and then all the system of lawyer and Buggy wanted to put on a show. That's very Buggy-like. He loves that. And then he has Alvida there with him. Though I find Alvida kind of disappointing because she ate a devil fruit, but her appearance did not change at all, which is very disappointing, honestly. I wanted her to be beautiful like she is in the anime, just to be better in the story, you see. Maybe they could have changed the actress a little bit, maybe with Photoshop or CGI a little bit. I don't know how they would do it, but they didn't do it, and that's totally fine. And then all those events, you see the Straw Hats going there, and then they will move Luffy somewhere else. And where is it? And then you see Buggy moving him where? To the exact place the King of the Pirates died. And then when he said any last words, Luffy just told everyone there loudly that he will find the One Piece and he will be King of the Pirates, even at his death, which is crazy. He didn't care, even at his death. My goodness, Luffy laughing before his death. I don't know if he wanted to be like the King of the Pirates, or if he was like, man, I tried my best. No, that's it, that's the end. I'm dead now. It was a nice life, and everyone's seeing the laugh. Captain Smoker, Buggy the Clown, but they did not have what Luffy had. It is the smile, the laugh, the look, the mentality. It's like Buggy said, heavy is the head that wears the crown. And then exactly like in the anime, we see lightning coming and destroying the whole platform and hitting Buggy before Luffy's death. They have a very similar way of building everything. They take the most important scenes and they act almost like exactly like in the anime and in the manga, which is awesome the way they stay faithful to it. But the thing is, Luffy didn't get hurt because he's made of rubber, and that will make sense in a future arc. That will make total sense there. Basically, the lightning, it broke off the Sea's prism stone handcuffs, and then when it hit right through Luffy's rubber body didn't conduct electricity, so that nullified it. The only maybe damage he would have got is from falling down, but since he is made of rubber, he didn't get any damage. Well, Buggy, bye-bye Buggy for some time. And then everyone starts running from the Marines when they arrive. But you see, you see Luffy and Captain Smoker. You see Luffy and Captain Smoker, and also Sanji there. They couldn't do anything against them. But then But then you have our guy Smoker being freaking badass there and taking out Luffy and Sanji easily. And then I like the moves as well. The moves, they were so good. They did like a blow that looked like a Kamehameha of smoke. And then he also did the move that made Luffy got stuck. And then he put basically smoke through his mouth into his lungs. And he is strong because Luffy could not move. So he takes a sword, and when he's about to kill Luffy, you see Dragon Man, exactly like in the anime, dude. Dragon Man, he's crazy. The actor looks so good, so well done. Honestly, such a real thing. It's crazy when you see the anime and then just looking at what they've done in the live action. It's just so exciting. It feels so good, honestly. He's a mysterious character and they don't reveal much about him yet, but the thing that they did here is he just transported smoke away from Luffy instead of transporting Luffy and the others away from smoke. So this is an interesting addition. Very well done. And then he mentions the world government, right? What about the world government? The world government wants Dragon's head because Dragon is one of the worst criminals. Who is the world government? That will probably be revealed later on in other seasons, maybe already next season, who knows. Then Smoker, he returns to his bar where Gold Roger last drunk before he went to die. And he decides with Tashigi and the Marines to chase down the Straw Hats because he saw how Luffy laughed like Gold Roger did. But the thing is, before that, Tashigi received a proposal from Miss Old Sunday. The problem is what it was about. We have no idea exactly. Maybe it was a suggestion to become a new Mr. 7, a new Baroque Works agent. That's what I would guess. But anyway, this arc of Loguetown was an arc to think about how we face circumstances. Luffy faced death and laughed, but also he wanted to see where the King of the Pirates went and died, so that could bring more inspiration to himself. And something that I've learned, and it's true, the enemy will acknowledge your destination. So Smoker acknowledged Luffy's destination. Even Buggy knew a little bit about Luffy. When he saw that Luffy was laughing, that got him. That really got him. But if Luffy had died, the story would be over there. Since Luffy is still alive, then there is a problem. Someone has to go to the Grand Line. Someone has to get there. Who is doing that? Our Sir Monkey D. Luffy. And the cool thing is that Dragon told, if you chose that path, then I'm okay with it. Go for it. So Dragon is not a pirate. He's not a marine. So what is he then? The good thing about this episode is I actually get to see all the Straw Hats personalities. We get to see a good amount about Captain Smoker and his strength and how no one can compete with him. They can't even hit him. But fate is with Luffy. Since he's the protagonist, he gets to flee. Sometimes we see that fate will be in our side. Sometimes some weird things happen as if, wait, I was supposed to be in a very bad situation here, but something happened and I'm not. Whoa, okay. Sometimes you have to see when there is someone working behind the curtains. I see that a lot of times God, he works behind the curtains, so that my life is as the life of a protagonist in some sense. So even though I'm not special, a human like anyone is, I still have my own story, and in that story things happen inside and outside my mind. I have my own reality. Each person has his own reality, and God cares about that. He cares about you.